The billionaire walked them outside, the cool night air a stark contrast to the warmth of the pizzeria. He looked at the young woman, her shoulders slumped not just from the weight of her sleeping child, but from the weight of the world. "Let me help you," he said, his voice surprisingly soft. She flinched, shaking her head as if to ward off his words. Her pride was a fragile shield, but it was all she had left. "I don't want your pity," she whispered, her voice cracking. "We'll be fine." He saw the fierce independence in her eyes, the same fire he'd seen in himself when he was just starting out with nothing but a dream. "It's not pity," he replied gently. "It's gratitude, truly." She looked at him, confused. "Tonight," he continued, "you showed my son something I'd been trying to teach him for years. Something I think I'd started to forget myself. You showed us what real strength looks like. That's a lesson you can't buy, and it's worth more than any amount of money." He took a step closer, his demeanor all business, but his tone filled with sincerity. "I own a logistics company. It's a huge operation, and we always need good, hard-working people. People with integrity. People like you. I want to offer you a job. It's a proper position with a real salary in our administrative department. You'd be great at it." Her eyes widened, a flicker of disbelief dancing with a spark of hope. Before she could even process the job offer, he went on. "I know what you're thinking. What about my child? My company has an on-site daycare facility. It's one of the best in the city. Your child will be safe and well cared for while you work, just a few floors away from you. We also have corporate apartments, fully furnished, that we use for relocating executives. There's one empty right now. It's yours for as long as you need it, rent-free, until you get back on your feet. It's safe, it's warm, and it's a place you can call home." The words hit her, one after another, dismantling the walls she had so carefully built around her heart. A job, childcare, a home. It was everything she had been praying for, a lifeline thrown to her in the darkest of nights. The dam of her composure finally broke. She didn't just cry. She sobbed. Deep, shuddering sobs that shook her entire body, washing away months, maybe years, of fear and despair. It was the sound of a spirit that had been stretched to its limit, finally being allowed to rest. The billionaire didn't rush her. He just stood there, a silent witness to her release. His own son, who had been watching the entire exchange with wide, curious eyes, quietly slipped his small hand into his father's. The man squeezed it reassuringly. After a few moments, the woman wiped her eyes with the back of her free hand. She looked at him, her face stained with tears, but her eyes shining with a light he hadn't seen before. It was the light of hope reborn? "Thank you," she managed to say, the two words carrying the weight of 1,000 emotions. I don't know what to say." "Thank you. There's nothing to say," he said with a small smile. "Show up at this address Monday morning at 9. Ask for Susan. She'd be expecting you." He handed her a card with the address and a generous amount of cash. "This is for the weekend. Get a hotel room, a proper meal, some new clothes. Start fresh." As she took the card and the money, her hands trembling, his son tugged on his sleeve. The billionaire leaned down. "Dad," the boy whispered, his voice full of awe. Today was better than any business deal you've ever made. It was better than the big merger you were so happy about." The billionaire looked from his son's earnest face to the woman now holding her own child a little tighter, a future suddenly visible in her eyes. A genuine, warm smile spread across his face, reaching his eyes. He put his arm around his son's shoulders and pulled him close as they watched her walk away, her steps already a little lighter. "Yeah, it was son," he murmured, his voice thick with emotion. He realized in that moment that he'd been so focused on building an empire to leave for his son, he'd forgotten to teach him how to build a life. Tonight, a stranger had done it for him. "Because today," he continued, speaking as much to himself as to his boy, "we didn't just buy a few slices of pizza. We helped change a life. And maybe," he added, with a newfound clarity, "maybe we changed our own, too." They stood on the sidewalk for a long time, long after the woman and her child had disappeared into the night. The city lights seemed a little brighter, the world a little kinder. The most valuable transaction of the billionaire's life hadn't taken place in a boardroom, but on a humble sidewalk sealed not with a handshake but with a simple act of human kindness. It was a lesson in wealth that had nothing to do with money and everything to do with the heart. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched you, please give it a like and consider subscribing to our channel for more content that we hope will inspire and uplift you. We appreciate every single one of you. See you in the next video.